Under the dim golden glow of the ivory room, where every flickering candle felt like a whispered secret in the dark, Sophia Langley stood in the middle of my 35th birthday party, only to witness the cruelest betrayal of my life. My sister Victoria placed a hand on her stomach and announced she was pregnant with my husband's child. They smirked so smug and victorious in front of me, never realizing that I already knew every filthy secret hiding behind their polished facade. Daniel, my husband, is infertile. The missing money from my account. And that house, it was never theirs to begin with. Tonight I will bring this charade to an end. In a way no one ever saw coming. If this story resonates with you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. It gives me the motivation to keep uncovering the dark secrets hiding behind seemingly perfect families. Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to know what you would do if you were in Sophia's place that night. The ivory room glows like a polished pearl, its candlelit tables casting a warm haze over the faces of my loved ones gathered to celebrate my 35th birthday. Yet my heart beats like a war drum, heavy with a truth I've carried for weeks. I, Sophia Langley, stand at the center of this elegant stage, my wine glass trembling in my hand as my sister Victoria, her hand resting on a barely visible bump, announces with a venomous smile that she carries my husband, Daniel's child. His hand on her shoulder is a silent claim, their smug unity, a blade aimed at my soul. The room holds its breath, expecting my collapse, my tears. The spectacle they've scripted, but I am no longer the fragile sister they've painted. I sip my Pinot Noir, letting the silence stretch like a taut bowstring, my eyes locked on theirs, a small smile curving my lips. They think they've written this story, but I hold the quill, and tonight their carefully laid plans will unravel in a fire I've kindled. A reckoning born of betrayal's bitter seed. Victoria has always been the sun in our family's sky, her radiance eclipsing my quiet strength. Growing up, she was the golden daughter, her whims indulged, while my needs were met with lectures on self-reliance when she craved a lavish gown for our senior prom. Our parents, Margaret and Thomas, drained their savings to drape her in silk. Yet when I needed funds for a graduate seminar, I was told to find a job. My steadiness, my resolve to mend what broke, was mistaken for weakness, a canvas for their disregard. They saw my silence as surrender, my resilience as passivity. That was their first misstep 6 weeks ago. The ground shifted beneath me. I reached for our shared tablet to find a recipe. But a notification blinked, an email from Victoria to Daniel, its subject. A chilling whisper. Our plan. My pulse quickened, a deer sensing a predator. I opened it knowing it would wound. And there it was, their affair laid bare in cruel detail. Emails plotting to announce her pregnancy tonight, to shatter me publicly, to force a swift divorce where they'd claim everything. My home, my dignity, my future. Victoria's words seared into me. Sophia will break. She always does. She never fights. The tablet slipped, cracking on the floor, mirroring the fracture in my heart. I fled to the bathroom, locking the door as if to bar the world's weight. No tears came, only a silent scream, a ragged gasp as the life I'd built dissolved. That was my moment of fracture, the only weakness I allowed. Then grief hardened into something sharper. A cold, clear rage I called my closest ally. Claire, my voice steady as stone. Claire, it's happened, I said. I'm not breaking, I'm burning it down. Her voice trembled with worry. Sophia, where are you? Are you okay? At home, I replied, and I'm done crying. My mind raced, connecting threads I'd ignored. Their affair was a wound. But the deeper betrayal was older, a lie woven into the fabric of my marriage for years. Daniel and I had tried for a child, my heart's deepest wish after endless heartache. He agreed to fertility testing. He went alone to Crestwood Clinic, returning with a performance that broke me, holding me as I wept, his voice thick with false sorrow. It's not me, Soph, the doctor says I'm fine. It must be you. He let me carry that shame, that brokenness for a year, a cruelty so precise it stole my breath. But now I saw the lie for what it was, a seed of destruction he'd planted, and I would unearth it. That night, as the ivory room's elegance cloaks their treachery, I stand poised, their announcement. A dagger they expect to plunge into me. Victoria's voice drips with triumph. We're a family now. Her words meant to shatter Daniel's pitying gaze. A practiced mask, but I am no longer their prey. I raise my glass, my smile a quiet storm. To family, I say, my voice clear, resonant, and to truth. The room shifts, unease rippling through the guests. My parents' eyes widen, sensing the tide turning. Claire, ever my anchor, stands nearby, her presence a steady rock. Victoria's smirk falters. Daniel's hand tightens on her shoulder. They sense the shift, but they don't yet know the script I've written in my purse lies the truth. Documents that will unravel their lies. A medical report from Crestwood, proof of Daniel's sterility, and a private investigator's findings, tracing their financial deceit tonight. I am not the broken sister, I am the flame, and their world will burn before mine. The dagger's edge is mine to wield, and I will cut through their illusions with a precision they never foresaw. The ivory room's candlelight flickers like a dying star, its warmth a fragile mask over the storm brewing within me. I, Sophia Langley, stand poised, my wineglass, a silent weapon, as Victoria's announcement echoes her hand on her belly. A cruel taunt. Daniel's touch on her shoulder, a betrayal carved in stone. Their eyes expect my collapse, but my heart beats steady, a drum of resolve. The silence I wield is a river flowing with the weight of truths. I've uncovered their plan to break me at this birthday dinner, to claim my life in a swift divorce, lies exposed in the emails. I found their words a venom. I've turned against them. My purse holds the spark proof of Daniel's sterility. A lie he let me carry, and financial trails of their deceit. The fire within me burns a hidden flame, ready to consume their illusions. Tonight, I am not the sister they mocked, but a force they never saw coming, and the ground beneath them trembles. The room's hush grows heavy, guests shifting in their seats, their whispers a rustling wind. My parents, Margaret and Thomas, sit rigid, their faces caught between confusion and dread. Victoria's smirk is a faltering crescent. Daniel's gaze sharpens, sensing a shift he can't name. I set my glass down, the clink a signal, and reach into my purse. My fingers brushing the folded medical report from Crestwood Clinic, a truth, sharp as obsidian. Daniel, I say, my voice clear. A stream cutting through rock, you told me I was the broken one, that I couldn't give you a child. The words hang heavy as storm clouds. His face pales, a flicker of panic. Sophia? Not here. He mutters, his voice low, but I press on. You lied for a year. You let me carry that shame. I unfold the paper, holding it aloft. This is your test result. Ospermia, sterile. The room gasps, a collective breath stolen. Victoria's hand drops from her belly, her eyes darting to Daniel, confusion cracking her triumph. What is she talking about? She hisses. But I'm not done. You planned this moment, Victoria, to humiliate me, but you didn't know he was lying to you. To the flame within me surges a star breaking through dawn. Claire, my steadfast ally, steps closer, her presence a shield. Sophia, you've got this. She whispers, her voice a steady breeze. I turn to the table, my parents' eyes wide. Margaret's hand clutching Thomas's arm. Sophia, what's happening? Thomas asks, his professor's calm fraying. I meet his gaze. They planned to break me tonight. Dad to take everything, but I found their emails, their plan to announce her pregnancy to force me out. Victoria's voice rises sharp. You're lying, Sophia. You're jealous. But her words are brittle. A twig snapping underfoot. I pull out another document, the private investigator's report. Its pages a map of their deceit. And this, I say, my voice ablaze, shows where Daniel's money went. Not to fertility tests, but to you. Victoria, your rent, your car, your designer bags, and a house in Mom's name. Margaret gasps, her hand flying to her mouth. A house, she whispers, her eyes turning to Victoria. Betrayal dawning, the room spins. Guests murmuring their elegance, unraveling as the truth cuts deeper. Daniel lunges forward, his face a mask of rage. You've gone too far, Sophia, he shouts, reaching for the papers, but Claire steps between us, her voice firm. Back off, Daniel's security guards move in their presence, a looming shadow. I hold my ground, my heart a steady drum. The biggest lie wasn't your affair, I say. My eyes locked on his. It was letting me believe I was less. But you're the one who's barren in every way. Victoria's face crumples, her hands trembling. Daniel, is this true? She asks, her voice breaking. He stammers. It's not what you think, but his words are ash, scattered by the truth. The guests watch a silent jury as Margaret stands, her voice trembling. Victoria, did you know about this house? Victoria shakes her head, tears spilling. I thought it was a gift. Mom, I didn't know, but her denial rings hollow. The flame I've kindled burns brighter, exposing the conspiracy that binds them. My mother's shock, my sister's desperation, my husband's unraveling, all laid bare. As security escorts, Daniel back his curses echo a dying storm. I turn to Victoria, my voice low, a river's quiet power. You thought I'd break, but I've been forging my strength in silence. Your child isn't his, and you'll need to face that truth. Her eyes widen, terror replacing triumph. What do you mean? She whispers, but I don't answer. Not yet. I look to Claire, who nods, her hand on my arm. Let's go, she says, and I walk toward the heavy oak doors. The restaurant's opulence fading behind me. Each step a shedding of the life I once knew. The flame within me burns steady, not with vengeance, but with clarity. I've set this fire, and it will light my path forward, leaving their lies in ashes. The night air greets me sharp and clean, a promise of the reckoning still to come. As I step into the darkness, I am no longer their shadow, but a star claiming my own sky. The night air bites like a winter wind as I step from the ivory room, leaving behind the shattered remnants of a life I thought was mine. I, Sophia Langley, walk with Claire, my steps steady as river stones, though my heart thunders, a drum echoing the fire. I have set Victoria's tear-streaked face and Daniel's rage linger in my mind. Their plan to break me undone by the truths I wielded, his sterility, their financial deceit, a house in my mother's name. The restaurant's heavy doors swing shut, muffling the chaos of their unraveling, but the thread of their betrayal still pulls tight, weaving through my family, my past, my pain. The flame within me burns, clear a star guiding me through this storm. Yet I know the reckoning is not complete. The truth is a river, and its current carries questions that demand answers tonight. I've cut the first knot, but the tapestry of their lies is vast, and I must follow its threads to their source. Claire's hand rests on my shoulder, her voice a soft breeze. You were a force in there. Sophia, they didn't see it coming. I nod, my breath visible in the cold. They thought I'd crumble, but I've been sharpening my edges in silence. We reach her car, the city's lights a distant constellation, and I pause, my mind racing like a hawk circling prey. The medical report, the private investigator's findings, these were my weapons. But they've only begun to unravel the conspiracy. Daniel's lie about his fertility was a wound, but the $200,000 embezzled from his company, funneled to a house in Margaret's name, points to a deeper betrayal. My mother's shock seemed genuine. But was it? Her silence during Victoria's golden years, her dismissal of my struggles stings like salt in an old wound. I slide into the passenger seat, my voice low. Claire, I need to know how deep this goes. Mom's role. The money. All of it. She starts the engine, her eyes sharp. We'll dig. But tonight, you rest. You've earned it, but rest feels like surrender, and my flame burns too bright for that. The next morning, dawn paints the sky in hues of fire, and I sit in my apartment, a small space now heavy with purpose. My laptop glows, a portal to the truths I seek. Claire arrives, coffee in hand, her paralegal mind already at work. I've got a contact at the title company. She says we can trace the house transaction, see if Margaret signed anything. I nod my fingers, tracing the edge of the private investigator's report. Its pages, a map of Daniel's deceit. And I want to know about that $20,000 cash withdrawal. I say it wasn't for fertility tests, so where did it go? Claire's eyes narrow. You think Margaret's involved deeper than she let on. I hesitate, the memory of my mother's gasp in the restaurant flickering. I don't know, but she's never questioned Victoria's actions. Not once. I need to understand why my voice is steady, but beneath it a river of doubt flows. My mother's love has always been uneven, favoring Victoria's shine over my quiet strength. And now, I wonder if it was more than neglect, if it was complicity. We spend the day unraveling threads. Claire's contact confirms the house was purchased 6 months ago, the deed in Margaret's name. But the funds trace back to Daniel's corporate account, a clear trail of embezzlement. No signature from your mom, Claire says, but the title company has her listed as the beneficiary. She had to know something. My heart sinks a stone in deep water. I call Thomas my father. His voice weary over the phone. Sophia, we're reeling, your mother's a mess. She swears she didn't know about the house. I press my voice a clear stream. Dad, she's never stopped. Victoria never questioned her. Why? He sighs. Your mother's always seen Victoria as fragile, needing protection. We thought you were the strong one, the one who could handle anything. His words cut, a reminder of the weight I've carried. I was strong because I had to be, I say, but I'm done carrying their lies. He's silent then. Come to the house tomorrow. We need to face this together. I agree, but the flame within me flares, wary of what I'll find. The drive to my parents' home is a journey through memories, fields of childhood laughter, now shadowed by betrayal. Their colonial house looms, its white pillars a facade of stability. Margaret greets me at the door, her eyes red, her voice trembling. Sophia, I didn't know about the house, I swear, but her words feel thin. A leaf caught in the wind. Thomas stands behind her, his face etched with exhaustion. We need to talk, he says, leading us to the living room where Victoria sits. Her golden glow dimmed, her hands clasped tight. I didn't mean for this, Sophia. She says, her voice small, but I hold her gaze. You plan to destroy me. Victoria, you and Daniel don't pretend otherwise. She flinches, tears spilling. I thought he loved me. I didn't know he was sterile. Her admission is a crack in her armor, but I'm not swayed. And the house? The money you took from me, from us. Margaret steps forward. I thought it was a gift from Daniel for retirement, but her eyes flicker, and I see the lie, a thread. I must pull. The flame within me burns steady, ready to light the path to the truth's heart. The air in my parents' living room is thick, heavy with the scent of old wood and unspoken truths. I, Sophia Langley, sit across from Victoria, her eyes downcast, her golden light dimmed to a flicker. The flame within me burns steady, a star, cutting through the fog of her lies. Margaret's trembling hands betray her claim of ignorance. Thomas's weary gaze holds a father's grief, the threads of their conspiracy, Daniel's embezzlement, the house in my mother's name. Victoria's venomous plan lie exposed, yet the tapestry is not fully unraveled. My heart beats like a drum, steady but fierce as I seek the roots of this betrayal. The river of truth flows swift now, carving through years of silence, and I will not let it falter. Today, I pull the final threads, not for vengeance, but for clarity. To see the pattern of their deceit and free myself from its weight, the dawn of my new beginning waits beyond this storm. Victoria's voice breaks the silence, a fragile stream. Sophia, I was wrong. I let jealousy twist me. Her tears spill, but I see the performance, a mask worn thin. You planned my humiliation, I say, my voice clear as a mountain spring. You and Daniel, you wanted me broken, erased. She flinches. I thought he was mine, that we'd build a life. Her words falter and I press. You knew he was married, my husband, and you chose to wound me. Margaret shifts, her voice soft. Sophia, she's your sister. She's hurting too. But her defense stings, a thorn from my childhood when Victoria's whims were indulged, while my strength was ignored. Mom, I say, my eyes locking on hers. You let her hurt me always, and now there's a house in your name, bought with stolen money. Explain that. Her face pales, a leaf caught in a gust. I thought it was a gift. Daniel said it was for our future, but her eyes flicker, a lie, trembling on the edge. Thomas's voice cuts through Margaret. You signed nothing. You knew nothing. His tone is heavy as stone dropped in still water. I pulled a private investigator's report from my bag. Its page is a map of their deceit. This shows the $200,000 transfer. Daniel's embezzlement straight to the title company in your name. Mom, I slide it across the table, my voice steady. If you didn't know why, did you accept it? Margaret's hands twist. Daniel handled everything he said it was his bonus. I trusted him, but her voice cracks, and I see the crack in her story. Victoria's eyes dart to her. Mom, you told me it was for us, for the baby. Her admission is a spark, igniting the room. Thomas stands his professor's calm, shattered Margaret. You knew you let this happen. His voice is a thunderclap. Margaret sobs. I wanted to protect Victoria. She was pregnant alone. I thought it was the right thing. Her confession is a wound, raw and deep. My heart aches not just for her betrayal, but for the years she chose Victoria's shine over my quiet fire. You protected her. I say, my voice a blade, but not me, never me. Claire, who's been silent, leans forward, her paralegal mind sharp. Margaret, you're listed as the beneficiary. That's not accidental. You had to know the money's source. Margaret shakes her head, tears streaming. I didn't ask, I should have, but I didn't. Her voice is a broken reed. I turn to Victoria. And you, the $20,000 lure cash withdrawal. Daniel's payments for your life. Rent, clothes, car, where did you think it came from? Her face crumples. He said it was his. I didn't question it, but her words are hollow, a wind through barren branches. I stand, my heart a steady drum. You both chose to believe lies because they suited you, but I'm done carrying the weight of your choices. Thomas's eyes meet mine, a father's pain. Clear. Sophia, we failed you, both of us. His admission is a crack in the stone, but it's not enough. Not yet. I need more than words. I need the truth's full light, and I sense another thread. One I haven't pulled. A deeper secret tying Margaret to Daniel's scheme. The afternoon stretches shadows, creeping across the room. Claire suggests we dig further. There's a paper trail. Sophia Bank records emails, something that ties Margaret closer. I nod my mind, racing like a hawk. I want every transaction, every call. I need to know how far she went. We leave the house. Victoria's sobs fading behind us. Thomas promising to talk to Margaret alone in the car. Claire's voice is firm. You're close to the heart of it. But be careful, this could break them all. I look out at the rolling fields, memories of childhood games with Victoria, now tainted. I'm not breaking them. Claire, they broke themselves. I'm just shining light on the pieces. My flame burns brighter, a star unyielding as we drive back to the city. I know the river of truth is not done flowing. It carries me toward a confrontation I cannot avoid with Margaret, with the past, with the sister I once loved. The woven betrayal is unraveling, and I will hold the final thread, ready to cut it clean. The city hums beyond my apartment window, its pulse a distant echo as I, Sophia Langley, sit with a cup of tea. Steam rising like a prayer. The flame within me burns steady, a star carved from the ashes of betrayal. Victoria's confession, Margaret's complicity, and Daniel's lies have unraveled, leaving a family fractured, but exposed. The river of truth flows clear now. Its current carrying me toward healing, not destruction, yet the weight of their actions lingers, a stone in my heart. I've pulled the final threads of their conspiracy, Daniel's embezzlement, the house in my mother's name, Victoria's calculated cruelty. But one question remains, a shadow on the water. How do I mend what's broken without losing myself? The dawn I seek is not revenge, but freedom. A path lit by the fire I've kindled, and today I choose to walk it not as their shadow, but as a woman whole, ready to release the past and claim my own sky. Weeks have passed since the confrontation at my parents' home, and Claire's relentless pursuit of truth has borne fruit. Her contact at the bank uncovered a hidden account, a joint one in Margaret and Daniel's names opened a year ago. Small deposits trickled in, disguised as consulting fees, but they match the timeline of Daniel's cash withdrawals. It's not just the house. Claire says, her voice sharp. As she hands me the statements, Margaret was taking money from him monthly. She knew it wasn't clean. My breath catches a hawk, startled from its perch. I call Thomas, his voice heavy with exhaustion. Sophia, your mother's admitted it. She took the money to secure Victoria's future. She thought it was her duty. His words are a wound raw and deep. She chose Victoria over me, over us. I say, my voice a clear stream. Why didn't she trust me to be enough? He sighs. She saw your strength as a wall, not a bridge. We both failed you. His admission is a crack in the stone, and I feel the river shift urging me to confront Margaret to lay bare the final truth. I drive to their house under a sky heavy with clouds, the air thick with the scent of coming rain. Margaret opens the door, her face gaunt, her eyes hollow. Sophia. I'm so sorry, she whispers, but I raise a hand. My heart a steady drum. Sorry isn't enough, Mom. You took his money. You let him and Victoria destroy me. Why? She leads me inside, her hands trembling. I thought I was protecting her. She's always been fragile. I didn't see how it hurt you. Her voice breaks a reed, bending in the wind. I sit the bank statements in my lap. You opened an account with him, took thousands. You knew it was wrong. Her tears spill. Daniel said it was for our retirement. I didn't ask questions. I should have. Her confession is a spark, but it doesn't soothe the ache. You chose her fragility over my strength. I say, my voice a blade. You let me carry the weight of her lies. Thomas joins us, his presence a quiet anchor. We're selling the house. Sophia giving the money back. It's a start, he says, but I shake my head. It's not about the money. It's about trust, and you broke it. The room is silent, save for the ticking clock, a heartbeat, counting the cost. Victoria calls later that evening, her voice small, a stream running dry. Sophia, I'm moving away to Seattle, a new job, a chance to start over. I listen, the flame within me flickering. And the baby, I ask. She hesitates. I told Ryan he's the father, he wants to be involved. Her honesty is new, fragile as a new leaf. I'm seeing a therapist working on why I hurt you. I was jealous always of your strength. Her words are a bridge, but I'm wary. The scar's too deep. I hope you find peace. Victoria, I say, my voice steady. But trust is a long road, and I'm not ready to walk it with you. She sobs. I understand, I'll keep trying. As we hang up, I feel a weight lift. Not forgiveness, but release. The river of truth has carved a new path, and I choose to follow it alone for now. But whole. Claire arrives, her smile a beacon. You're free, Sophia. You did it, she says. And I nod, the fire within me, burning bright, a star unshadowed. Months later, I stand in a pottery studio, my hands shaping wet clay, the wheels spinning like the world turning anew. Claire laughs beside me, her own clay wobbling. You're a natural, she teases, flicking a speck of mud. I grin. The divorce is final as of last week. I say Daniel's company settled. They wanted no part of a public trial. My phone buzzes, a news alert. Daniel Harper, former executive, sentenced to 4 years for embezzlement. His face cuffed and grim stares from the screen. I feel no joy, only quiet, a chapter closed. I turn back to the clay, its cool weight grounding me in my new apartment. A small balcony overlooks a lake where a single orchid blooms, rescued from a clearance rack, its new bud. A promise of life. For so long, I thought I was broken. But I was merely planted in the wrong soil. Now in this cleansing fire, I grow my roots, deep, my heart a steady drum. The river of truth has carried me here to a dawn I shape with my own hands, a star rising, unyielding, free,